guys, Meredith with Extreme Terrain. Today we are talking with Tom about his 2016 JK Wrangler. Just as kind of an overview of your build, you have 17x9 Mammoth Boulder matte black wheels. You have a 285/70 R17 Milestone Patagonia AT tire, which is equivalent to a 33x11. And then you also have a 1.5-inch TerraFlex spacer leveling kit. Why did you choose this setup?
I really chose this setup for a lot of reasons. In brief, I wanted to combine form and function. The car does go with me to work every day. It's used in the weekends for recreational purposes. In the winter, me and my daughter enjoy snowboarding. In the summer, we're big into camping. We like getting the boat out. So I really wanted a vehicle that could take me not only from point A to point B, but pretty much from point A to point Z. The tire size, I went with 33 because it wasn't gonna be too much. I wasn't really getting into compensating it with different gears.
So you mentioned a little bit about off-roading or kind of going camping, and what does off-roading look like to you?
Yeah, I guess more say of like the overland. The on-road turns into off-road and the vehicle is equipped, whether it's me and my daughter coming back from a snowboarding trip where it snowed 18 inches and we're driving back in traffic. As you mentioned, camping, an access point is no longer paved. The car is gonna basically have to get over it without damaging itself and get you back to where you need to be.
Let's get into your wheels. So you again have the 17x9 Mammoth Boulder matte black wheels. Why did you choose this wheel in particular?
I initially got my tires and then I called back and decided to upgrade the wheels. I was looking at a lot of packages the Extreme Terrain had offered. The ultimate choice did boil down to quality. They were viewed extremely well, very competitive price. And I do enjoy the basic 5-star look, and the black matched my Jeep fairly well. I just really felt confident going with the Mammoth, and I don't regret it.
What made you choose this style? So I know you had previously mentioned you like the 5-spoke, you like the black, but what really drew you to that over like a chrome option or a charcoal option?
Funny you mentioned charcoal, because I was looking at the charcoal. I wanted the rim to blend and not pop. I knew the black would work well with the bumpers I got from you guys, the fenders I got from you guys, you know, the top of the vehicle, and kind of like that by default black accent color that Jeep tends to do.
And then you talked a little bit about the design, how you like a 5-spoke.
Yes, you mentioned that. The 5-star was a huge theme. Every car had the 5-spoke rim. Maybe that stuck with me through my life, but I always gravitated towards that simple 5-lug look. I did also like the fact that Mammoth seemed to kind of combine that classic look with a deep dish look and kind of relevance, functions, and looks together.
As far as like the sizing, do you also like the fact that it's a little bit of a smaller wheel compared to an 18 or 19 that doesn't give as much sidewall?
I enjoy the look, but I've seen a lot of people when they go off the road have problems with the bigger rim, so I did kind of want to have more of a rubber on my sidewall than rim, you know, for like airing down or whatever, you know.
Now, moving into tires, again, you have the 285/70 R17 Milestar Patagonia all-terrain tires, which is also equivalent to a 33x11. Why did you choose this tire specifically?
Originally, I chose a tire because it's a little bigger than the max factory 31-inch tire, if you will. However, I wasn't gonna really have to get into compensating with gears or going too far in one direction or the other.
So getting into the kind of the tire that it is, why did you go with an all-terrain over a mud terrain? From my understanding, you daily drive it point A to point B and to point C at some points.
I have approximately a 15-mile commute both ways on the highway for work, which if I had a heavy mud terrain or really aggressive tire in there, it would have been a lot of buzzing. It would have been a rough ride. The all-terrains actually, in my research, do get a little better gas mileage. So when I need to retire at the end of the summer, I think I'll probably be sticking with all-terrains again.
Nice. So then how do they drive as well? Do they sound quiet when it comes to driving? Do you hear them at all? And how do they feel? Are they bumpy, smooth?
The all-terrains are a lot more subtle in audio signature. You're not going to hear them as much. It's a little more of a smooth ride, and at the same time, it's got me out of some really sticky situations. Snowboarding, you know, in remote boat ramps, they combined with the lift and the 4-wheel drive sort of hung on and got me out. So I'm really satisfied with the ATs.
How do they feel compared to your stock tires?
I guess, you know, we're in the on-road, off-road mix. Obviously, it's not going to be as smooth as the stock tire that came on the car. However, for everything that I've gained from switching to an all-terrain tread, there's really no noticeable difference.
I know you said you wanted to go with a 33 because you didn't really have to do any re-gearing or any compensation, but did you have to recalibrate your speedometer or anything like that?
I brought it to a Jeep dealership and I had them do it. It looks the same, it's maybe about a mile an hour off. When I brought it in, I haven't really seen any noticeable difference. One of the flash packs is going to be probably in my future purchase, if not ultimately some gears.
Did you feel any difference when you recalibrated it? Like, was it sluggish before? Did you notice any difference, or it being smoother after it was recalibrated by the dealer?
I was surprised with how smooth it was going in there. And at the time I completed my leveling kit, so we did an alignment. A lot of the smoothness I personally feel was in the alignment. I think maybe an aftermarket calibration device, hence the Flash Cal as being a next mod.
Well, speaking of the lift, again, you have the 1.5-inch TerraFlex Spacer leveling kit. Why did you choose this kit?
Well, originally shopping for a lift kit, I looked at your catalog and I looked at the different size tires where you have them all lined up with what lift and what tires. Kind of the way you guys described the combined offering that it will leave you with. I was under a significant height requirement. I had to have the car, make it underneath the security gate at the parking garage at my work. Ultimately, I did want to fit it in my garage at home too, so that was an added benefit. I think that was 7'4". I liked it because it wasn't too much, because it raises the front 2-inch and the rear 1-inch. I felt like I could do that without getting too far deep into reworking the whole suspension and all that comes with that.
That's actually my next question. Why did you choose like a leveling kit over a lift kit? But it sounds like because of your height requirement that you need, and also that you didn't want to get kind of too deep into it. So how do you like the way the leveling kit looks with the wheels and tires?
I like it. I think, again, you know, we combine form and function. There's better ground clearance. The Jeep is visually leveled off. It's not really laid in the front, which actually is another reason why I did get the leveling kit, because I upgraded the front bumper and I put a Smitty belt winch on there. So some of that extra weight was compensated for with the kit.
I think that the entire setup works incredibly well together. So my last kind of question that I usually ask after all of these things is, would you do anything different, or do you have any plans for the future?
I have thought about stepping up with the 35 tires, which if I do that, I would probably upgrade my gearing as well. So I guess that would be the next phase of the JK's build, you know, a 35-inch tire, some new gears.
All right, so just to recap one more time, you have a 2016 JKU with 17x9-inch Mammoth Boulder wheels in matte black. You have 285/70 R17 Milestar Patagonia all-terrain tires, which is equivalent to a 33x11. And then you have the 1.5-inch TerraFlex Spacer leveling kit. Thank you so much for joining with me today and telling me all about your build. For more videos like this, make sure to always keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.